I'm going to show you each of the dolls that I made. This first doll has its own container. This is the doll that started it all. Someone wanted me to make the boy with his dog for this book. This is the doll up close. And you can change the doll if you want to fit it for a different book, a different character. Just change the hair. You can change the color of the eyes. Change the color of the outfit. Here are the shoes. I sewed these on, but you could make them so that they slip on and off if you wanted to. This is what the doll looks like from behind. The dog, really cute dog, has a large nose and the legs go up and down. For the white dog, I used my Effervesce soft white yarn. I used solid black eyes, the 15 millimeter. And this one is from Treehouse Studio. You're going to need your F or 4 millimeter crochet hook, as well as a pair of scissors and your tapestry needle. We're going to start with the magic circle. You just take your white yarn, drape it across your 4 fingers, use your thumb to stabilize, wrap the yarn around your 2 middle fingers, and then hold it in place with your pinky and your thumb. Then take your crochet hook, and I'm using my F or 4 millimeter crochet hook. You're going to bring up a loop, then yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through that loop for a slip knot. Then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. Then you're going to take your forefinger and your thumb, hold the base of those 6 single crochet. You have the 2 loops on the opposite side. You're going to pull on one of them. If it doesn't close, let go and pull on the other one. But this one's closing, so I'm just going to gently close it. And then take that loose yarn end and pull on that. Then you're just going to turn your work, and you're going to go into that first stitch with your crochet hook. Under both loops, you're going to make 2 single crochet into every stitch around until you have a total of 12 stitches, and then come back. If you have an opening in the center, you can turn it over and pull on that loose yarn end, and that'll close up the center of the magic circle. Then you're going to take a yarn marker, and I'm just going to use one of my scraps of yarn. Place it right where you left off, and we're going to start our increase rounds. For the first increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and then 2 single crochet into the second stitch. Then repeat that pattern all the way around, back to the yarn marker, and then come back. You're going to start your nose the exact same way, but you're going to stop at this point. So we're going to continue on with the snout, but the nose is going to be made the exact same way with black yarn, and then we'll come back to the nose. So for the snout, we're going to keep increasing. Just move your yarn marker up, and this time you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 3rd stitch. Then repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker, and then come back. The next increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the 4th stitch, and then repeat that pattern all the way around. And the last increase round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches and then 2 single crochet into the 5th stitch, and then repeat that pattern all the way around. Then you're just going to take your yarn marker and move it up, and you're only going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So 1 single crochet into every stitch all the way around. Every round that you complete should only have 36 stitches total. Then you're going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of just 1 single crochet into every stitch. And this is how my work looks so far. Then we're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the next stitch over, go into the next stitch over, you're going to yarn over and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the snout onto the head. Now you're going to make the head the same way up until this point. Then you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch until you've completed 11 rounds. After you've completed the 11 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, then you can go ahead and make a slip stitch into the next stitch over. Then go ahead and finish off, yarn over and just pull enough yarn through so you can tie a knot. Then you're going to set the head aside for now. We'll come back to it to sew the face on. Now back to the nose, and as you remember, we did 1 increase round of 1 single crochet into 1 stitch and then 2 single crochets into the 2nd stitch. Then go ahead and move your yarn marker up. And now you're just going to complete 1 single crochet into every stitch around. Go ahead and finish 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. Then you can go ahead and put some craft stuffing into the nose, and you can stuff it as we close. Go ahead and take the yarn marker and move it up. For your first decrease round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches. Then you're going to make your decrease stitch. You go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, go into the next stitch, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and go through all 3 for a decrease stitch. You're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. For the next decrease round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then make your decrease stitch and repeat that pattern all the way around. I finished my last decrease stitch. I'm going to go ahead and remove the yarn marker. Then I'm going to make a slip stitch into the next stitch over. Then you're going to go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the nose onto the snout. Then you're just going to position the nose onto the snout, and mine is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows down, and this is what it looks like. And I'm just going to take my tapestry needle and I'm just going to go in and out sewing the nose in place. You want to make sure that when you sew, you're only sewing at the base of the nose to the snout. Then you're going to want to place the eyes, and I placed my eyes starting from the magic circle at the top. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right beneath the 7th row is the top of the eye, and then in between the eyes I have 4 stitches. So that's how I placed my eyes. Now for the snout, you may have left a long end for sewing. You can leave that for now. We're going to sew the bottom portion of the snout with that. But the first thing you're going to do is just get some more of the same colored yarn on your tapestry needle, and you're going to take the top of the snout and make sure that you line it up under the eyes so that the nose is centered, and then come back. So just sew right along the eyes portion only. So I've sewn along the top of the snout. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my tapestry needle off of that long end and let that stay for now. I'm going to come back to it. Then go ahead and stuff the snout with your craft stuffing. Then you're going to take the other end that you left for sewing to sew along the bottom portion only. Go ahead and line up the bottom of the snout and sew the bottom of the snout, and then we can sew the sides. This is what the snout looks like after I've sewn it onto mine. For the body of the dog, you're going to make it the same way that you did for the head, except you're going to make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. Then you're going to take and move your yarn marker up, and we're going to make our first decrease round. You're going to make 1 single crochet into 4 stitches. Then you're going to make your decrease stitch. You're going to take your crochet hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for a decrease stitch. Then you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around back to the yarn marker. For the next round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 3 stitches and then make your decrease stitch. Go ahead and stuff the body now. And then for your next decrease round, you're going to make 1 single crochet into 2 stitches and then your decrease stitch, and repeat that pattern all the way around. And you guessed it, the next round you're just going to make 1 single crochet into 1 stitch and then your decrease stitch, and you're going to repeat that pattern all the way around. Now you're just going to make decrease stitches all the way around until it's almost closed. And then when you're almost closed, you can go ahead and stuff it as you go. Then you're just going to make slip stitches until it's completely closed. So you can just skip a stitch, go into the next stitch over, then yarn over and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. So skip a stitch, go into the next stitch over, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. And you're going to do that until your work is completely closed. Have one more. Then you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. Then just take your tapestry needle, put it onto that loose yarn end, and then go right in where you tied your knot or you finished off. Come out anywhere, and then just cut your loose yarn end. The ear is made the same way as the nose, except for the nose we only made 2 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch, but the ear you're going to continue on and make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch. Then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch over. Then you're going to finish off, just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to sew the ear onto the dog. And you're going to need 2 ears. Then you're going to sew the ears on, and how I sewed my ears on is I folded in the inner part of the ear. You can see that how far I am from the magic circle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4th one in, and I folded in about 3 stitches. This is what it looks like from behind. And then you can also see how far I am away from the eye, and then where I'm lined up from the top of the eye. So here I'm over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, and then you just want to make sure that you sew it the same way on the opposite side. This is how my ears look when I'm done. Then I'm going to go ahead and stuff the head, then line up the head on the body and sew the head in place. This is how mine looks as I'm sewing it onto the body, and you can see how I'm leaving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rows for the back. This is what mine looks like after I sewed the head in place. And now I'm going to show you how to make the feet. For the paw, you're going to start it the same way, except you're going to stop when you increase to 1 and 3, 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochet into the 4th stitch. Then go ahead and take and move your yarn marker up, and you're going to make only 1 round of 1 single crochet into every stitch. Then, this is how your work looks so far. Go ahead and take your yarn marker and move it up. You're going to make 8 decrease stitches. So you're going to go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, go into the next stitch over, bring up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, turn the hook upside down, and go through all 3 for a decrease stitch. And you're going to do that 8 times. So I'll do one more with you. Go ahead, finish 8 decrease stitches, and then come back. Then just make 1 single crochet into every stitch around. Then take your yarn marker and move it up, and you're going to make 1 round of 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So 1 single crochet into every stitch around for 1 round. Now you're going to go ahead and move the yarn marker up again, and you're going to make 4 decrease stitches. After you finish 4 decrease stitches, then you're just going to finish making 1 single crochet into the rest of the stitches back to the yarn marker. Then this is how my work is looking so far. You can see how it formed a really nice paw. Go ahead and move your yarn marker up, and now you're going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around. Go ahead and keep making 1 single crochet into every stitch around until you've completed 8 rounds. Go ahead and stuff your paw with some craft stuffing. Then we're just going to decrease closed. So you're just going to make decrease stitches all the way around until you're almost closed, and then come back. Then when you're almost closed, you're going to skip a stitch, go into the next stitch over, then you're going to yarn over and bring the yarn through both loops on the hook for a slip stitch. And you're just going to keep making slip stitches all the way around until the paw is closed. Then you can go ahead and finish off. Just yarn over and pull enough yarn through to bury into your work. Then you just take your tapestry needle and just place it right onto the end, and then go right in where you finished off, come out anywhere, and then go ahead and cut the loose yarn end. And you need 4 of these. For the tail, you're going to start with the magic circle, just like you did everything else. You're going to start with your slip knot, and then you're going to make 6 single crochet into the magic circle. And then go ahead and close it just like you've done before. Then you're just going to make 1 single crochet into every stitch around. So only 1 single crochet into every stitch around until you have the size that you want for your tail. Mine is about 7 rows long, and then when you're finished, then just slip stitch into the next stitch over, and then go ahead and finish off and bring enough yarn through to sew the tail onto the dog. After you finish the 4 paws, go ahead and take 2 of them and then take some same colored yarn on your tapestry needle. Line up your paws on the sides of the dog. Oops. You don't want it to slip out. Just line it up. Make sure that the front portion of the paw is facing forward. And then once you have it positioned on the body, then you can take your tapestry needle. I'm going to position mine a little bit more forward. You want to make sure that you can fit both legs onto the body. Then just take your tapestry needle and go through about 3 rows down. Go through the leg and through the body and out the other side about the same distance down. Leave enough yarn for tying a knot. And then you're going to go about a stitch over and then go back through without poking yourself. Make sure you don't hit your finger. And then come out about a stitch over, about the same area, or about a stitch over. And then just let loose. Let the paws and the body loose. And then tie a knot. And you're going to want to go through twice. And then you're going to put the back legs on the same way. So then you just pinch, go right in where you had tied the knot, and go through one more time, and then tie another knot. Then your legs will go up and down. Go ahead and take your loose yarn ends, and you're going to go right in where you tied your knot. Come out anywhere on the leg, and then cut the loose yarn end to bury it. Go ahead and bury your other loose yarn end and then sew on the hind legs the same way. This is what it looks like once I have the legs on and the dog can sit. Next, you're just going to get your tail, position the tail where you want it onto the dog, and then you just sew it with your tapestry needle. And this is what the tail looks like after it's sewn on. Here's the other doll that I made. A beautiful Indian doll with the long black hair. I decided to make her with blue eyes, and she has some eyelashes. You can see her eyelashes. You can change the color of the eyes. You can change the color of the hair. I also put feathers in the hair. I'll show you how to do that if you want the feathers. And this is actually a button for her necklace. They have these beautiful buttons that I show you, and the dress and the shoes and socks. And again, I sewed these onto the feet. These are the books that go with her, the princess songs, as well as sticker dolly dressing around the world. Here's the next doll. It's one of my favorites. I grew up with this doll, this style. Here's the book that goes with her. She has the multicolored stocking, and I left the stockings, I sewed them in place, so it actually makes her legs really long. Close-up of her eyes, and she has eyelashes as well, and her hair goes up and down. So I'll show you how you can make the hair do that. This is what her dress looks like, and her shoes, and the back of her outfit. The other doll you could make if you wanted, similar style, except you don't put the style of hair, you'll just leave it down. And then the dress, you just change the color. There's the other doll that a friend of mine, this was her favorite doll growing up. You can see her face, and her outfit has the cute buttons and the blouse underneath, and then her shoes. This is her book that goes with her. This is another doll that doesn't have a book, but was a special request that I make a little doll with an outfit that has the lion ears. So she has lion ears and pink hair, and then also I show you how to make the cheeks on her, and she also has the pink hair underneath. The hat comes off. And then this is what her feet look like and her paws on the outfit. And then she also comes with her little lion. It's a white lion. What's about this lion is it has little whiskers as well.